What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make Poppy Playtime Chapter 2. This is part 4, and in this one, we're just going to be doing this electrical room right here, and we're literally just finishing it. That is all we are doing in this part. This room took a while because there's a lot of detail. Anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. Alrighty, so to start, you want to obviously be at the electrical room. This is going to be the first room we're going to actually do anything with. The materials you need to start off are white concrete, stone, sandstone walls, andesite walls, polished deep slate, black concrete, calcite. Where is the calcite? There it is. And we will go, I guess we'll go stone stairs and stone slabs. That'll get us a fair bit of the walls and stuff done. If not all, it might be all of the walls. So I want to start with the stone on either side. And you want to take the row of 2 here on the, I guess this is the front side. I'm going to call it the left. We'll use the vent as the front wall for this part because I just feel like that makes more sense. On the left here, you want to just place 3 sandstone walls on top of each of the stone. On the opposite wall, you'll have like this little row of 3 stone, and you'll place andesite walls on top of each, 1 per. The left 2 andesite walls will bring up an additional 1. Now we have some intention, or I guess not intentional, required texturing to do, which I'm gonna just leave, I think, for now. We're gonna just start by filling in the entire wall space here in with white concrete from top to bottom on each of the walls. You're just kind of connecting the lines. You'll go around anything that you need to, like the andesite walls, or really it's just that or the sandstone walls. Again, there's a little bit more to do than this with the walls, but I think it's just easier to fill it all in rather than being like, okay, here's where they go, and then going back afterwards. But yeah, do I want time lapses? Sure, let's start with an early time lapse. Why not? I'll catch you guys on the other side of the funny time lapse. Now you should have something that looks something or other like this. Now, I think we're going to do the ceiling texture along with the ceiling itself, just now to get it out of the way. The ceiling is calcite, and it is just a block above the height of the walls that we've made. This should have already been marked from last part, but it does depend. Hopefully everyone just have a good day, and I don't think I said that yet. I am for the most part. Sometimes I get so into these, I just forget what I'm saying. You know, it's like, maybe I said it, maybe I didn't. It's about a 50-50 toss-up. But yeah, I guess I should have probably put this in the time-lapse as well, but whatever, this won't be too long. And then I'll explain the texturing of the walls in this room, and then from there we will focus on other stuff. Again, I won't do all the texturing because that's not particularly my problem. At least on this version. Anyway. You should have this. Now, the texturing of this area is a little bit more, I guess, aggressive than the rest. So I have at least 1 row of calcite along the entire wall, and it's usually between 1 and like 4. Some areas it goes lower. The one area that is notably lower is next to the, what's it called? The, entrance. So, like, something like that for the walls. If you don't like the calcite, because I do realize that creates a really sharp edge on the white, you could throw some, like, white wool on the edges of it to just kind of make it blend a little bit better. But here I have it going all the way down in the corner, and then I have it, like, diagonally, kind of like that. Actually, exactly that. Okay, if I could place it right, actually. There you go. So, we're gonna leave the wall, or the row closest to the vent opening, well, open. But if you're on the ceiling, you'll just count out a block and place along the left wall a row of upside-down stone stairs facing right. So again, you're just leaving that corner open. That'll be more important later, but it is a thing we have to do. Right of that, you'll place 3 rows of upside down stone slabs, and then it'll be another row of upside down stone stairs, this time facing left. Which will give you this kind of weird tray almost. Like, it kind of looks like a tray. I'm not sure what it's for, but it's like that, so, you know, there's that much. In the back right-hand corner, and kind of, I guess, front right-hand corner, you have things. Back right, we'll start with. Just to the right of this pillar that sticks out, you'll place 3 rows of stone to the side of the top 2 rows. So you have this kind of shape. In the front right-hand corner, it's between the 2 kind of rows of the pillar where it like sticks out another row. You'll just place 2 rows of stone moving down and 2 rows out from this pillar here. So you have a perfect cube. In addition, on the, I guess, right wall itself, you will leave the first 3 blocks open on the wall, and then the next, what is it, 5 you'll place upside down stone slabs? Yes, next 5. And then you'll bring this towards you 2 rows, aka to the left. Time for some manual texturing, yippee. Behind this row of upside down stone slabs, you'll just break this entire part of the wall, going all the way back. It should be like 5 rows. You'll then, if you're looking at it, you'll take the left 4 rows, or all but the right, and break them down 3 more rows. Then you'll take the leftmost 3 and break it down 1 more row, and you'll fill that entire thing in with andesite walls. I would bring the calcite on the ceiling, just out a row, or back a row, I guess. Right a row? Something like that. So it goes over the andesite walls. When you place the andesite walls, I would go on the outside and just cover them in some block. This, 1, does not allow light through, and 2, gives them a little bit more texture with the depth. I'll show you what I mean by that if I can find a way back. Yeah, I'll just break in, whatever. You see, you kind of have these ridges that it makes. Well, if I look over on this one, there are no ridges. It's up to you. You could also use like structure voids on the inside to make them have those little, like a little bit sticking out. I did that in LN2. I haven't done it in this map though, because LN2 I think it's more reasonable in. We'll still be looking at this wall, I guess. And just below this giant like hole in the wall on the left, you'll just count below it on the left by 1 to this white concrete. You'll count right by 7. And break this white concrete and replace it with a polished deep slate. Then you'll count right an additional 2, break this one, and replace it a block backwards with a black concrete. This is just so it has a little bit of depth, and it's the hole that Poppy kind of emerges from, or would emerge from. I don't know if she might already be standing there when we enter the room. I'm not sure. Actually, I guess we don't know because the box is in the way. Either way, whatever. The actual back wall has nothing, however we will look at the left because there's a couple things here. If you take the center of the doorway and count forward from it by 4, you'll break this white concrete and replace it with a single stone. I forget what this is, I think it's a power box or something. Also, above the door, you'll break the just 1 white concrete above either side. You'll break left and right an additional 1 to create this row of 4. You'll break that same row of 4 shifted up and to the right a row. And then break the center 2 up from that an additional row and fill this entire thing in with andesite walls. Just like so. On the front wall, we will use these yellow terracotta strips because they're going to be fairly helpful. We'll start with the, if you're looking at the front wall, this wall it'll be the right side. You will count up to the second block up and left by 1 and break 3 white concrete and replace them with andesite walls. Above the leftmost andesite wall, you'll break a stone in, and the other 2 you'll break andesite walls in. You'll count left by 3 from this stone and break this white concrete and replace it with a polished deep slate. And that, I believe, is all we can do with this set of materials. And we're starting to get somewhere. Again, I would back all of these. I'm not going to worry about things like that because it just doesn't matter for the tutorial for me. It's not that important. We do actually... We need polished deep slate, but we also need polished deep slate slabs to make them actually useful. So I think we're just going to get rid of them anyway. So yeah, clear your inventory and get out. We're going to ignore the polished deep slate. Gray concrete. Andesite walls. Iron bars. Chains. Redstone torches. Mangrove buttons. Warp fence, mangrove fence, and iron trap door. We will start on the front wall, and again, we're going to use the orientation to where, you know, left is the right and right is the left. Essentially, we're just using this front wall as the back wall in this situation. You'll take either strip of yellow terracotta and extend them out. Well, actually, you'll only take the left one, I guess. But you'll extend it out with 4 gray concrete on top of it, going towards you, like so. You'll extend this gray concrete 3 rows to the right, along with 4 rows to the left. This room might be the entire video, I'm not gonna lie. On each corner, or each, I guess, front corner, you'll place 3 andesite walls moving up. You will, at the left and right of this, just place, you know, a 3x3 of iron bar on the sides here. We'll connect to the andesite walls on the right, just kind of ignore that, it's fine. And then from the front left andesite wall row, you'll go right with 2 rows of iron bars and then another andesite wall row. Just like this. Cap this off with the same kind of gray concrete we used at the bottom. So I would just really outline the iron bars and walls, and then you'll connect together at the front where there's a gap and just fill in the center. Not really sure what this is supposed to be, but it's a cage or something. Kind of does just look like a cage. Head inside and you'll head to the front left-hand corner where you'll place a row of chains going floor to ceiling. Behind that, a row of warped fence, and then behind that, a row of mangrove fence. Right of that should be the polished deep slate, which you'll place a mangrove button on. Above it, you want a redstone torch. And you will do the same thing with the other polished deep slate that's kind of over here. You'll just place the button and the torch again. It's not particularly related to this, but I figured I'd point it out. If you highlight the gray concrete above the redstone torch, you'll go forward diagonally right by one and place an iron trapdoor on the ceiling. Nice. That might be all we can actually do with this set of materials. I don't think we need any of this again, if I'm correct. Well, we might for... No, we do need gray concrete, I guess. We can get that out of the way. Still looking at this wall, you'll take the front left-hand corner of this little cage thing, and you'll count forward diagonally left by 2. Place 3 gray concrete moving forward and extend it left by 2 rows to create a 3x3. Clear your inventory. Get out cobbled deep slate slabs, actually. Red sandstone walls. Polished basalt. Polished deep slate. Polished deep slate slabs. Polished deep slate stairs. And then you want the prismarine brick variant. So prismarine brick blocks, slabs, and stairs again. And that'll get us something, I guess. So on this 3x3 of gray concrete, you'll take the center block and place a cobbled deep slate block on top. On top of that, place 2 red sandstone walls and then another cobbled deep slate block. From the front right gray concrete, you will count forward by 4 and right by 1 and place a cobbled deep slate block again. Go up with 2 red sandstone walls and then a cobbled deep slate slab. And those are your little funny things. AKA little, what are they called again? They have a name, I think. I just don't remember what it is. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Direct your attention to the stone, like, slab thing on the ceiling on the actual right wall. You want to be on the row just below it, and from either side you'll count out by 1 and place a polished basalt facing left to right like so. They should be 5 blocks apart from each other if you have done the math right. You'll bring both of these all the way across to the left wall? Yeah, left wall. And it should give you this. I think they're just supports or something, or they might be pipes. I don't quite remember. There's something along the lines of that general thing. I don't really know. Let's look at the back wall. And we're doing the same thing twice, but with different blocks. Although we gotta mark them first, I guess. You'll take the left strip of yellow terracotta and the backmost one. You'll count forward 1 and then left 1 and place a polished deep slate. Count left by another 1 and then place a prismarine brick. And each of these are doing the same thing with obviously their respective block or slab or stair variant. Bring them each up by 1 and then up with a slab. Extend those slabs towards the wall with a block. and then extend that block up by 1. Then go up with a stair facing forward, and then you'll go back to the block below that stair and extend it towards you by 1. Then forward with an upside down slab, up with a block. Forward with an upside down slab, up with a block. Forward with an upside down slab, and then up with a regular slab. And then forward with 2 blocks from that. From here, you'll take the prismarine brick and just extend it right by 1 into the polished deep site, and the polished deep site you'll just connect all the way to the front wall. Just some pipes. At the very front wall here, you'll leave a 2-block gap going above the polished deep slate. You can place just 2 polished deep slate at the ceiling. Extend each of them back by 2. And then each of the bottom ones specifically all the way to the right with upside down polished deep slate slabs. This will be the, I guess, the wall that's further away. Like so. And then you'll just place polished deep slate on the outside to fill in any gaps you may or may not have. That might be all we can do with this set of materials again, but I don't know for sure. We might want to focus on texturing now. Oh, wait, there's a poster, actually, we should probably do. Yeah, we'll do a couple minor things, and then we'll do texturing, I think. So, clear your inventory. We should do one more full set, I believe. And you want to get out glow item frames. That's not it. There we go. Stone. Warped buttons. Crimson buttons. Regular item frames for real this time. Dark oak signs. Red banners. Bamboo trapdoors. And pale oak fence gates. So, looking at the front wall again, we're going to do the same thing we did when we made the cage, because we're going to be on top of it. You leave 1 row off the left and right of the cage on the row closest to the wall, and just place 2 rows of stone on top of the gray there. Going left to right along the top here, you'll place 2 warped buttons, dark oak sign, 2 item frames. From the bottom going left to right, you'll place 2 crimson buttons, gap of 1, 2 red banners. It should have 1 row available on the right side that is just kind of open. In front of that row that is actually open, you'll counter the second gray concrete out and place 2 pale oak fence gates on top of each other. You'll just have to shift or crouch to place them. Off the left and right of these, you'll place bamboo trapdoors open up against them along with on top. You have a choice to leave it like that or open the fence gates. I feel like they're better closed, but I have them open on the original. I'm actually going to change that right now. Yeah, I'm going to change it. I think it's better closed. It's up to you, though. One more thing we can do, which I just want to do now so I don't forget about it. Above this on the polished deep set, you have the blocks on the right side that stick down a little bit. Off this bottom one, you'll just place a glow item frame. Glow item frames will be used a lot in this build. You will see them more later, trust me. Anyway, texturing time. Clear your inventory and get out pale moss blocks, hay bales, stone stairs, and that actually might be all we need for the texturing. Yeah, it is. But we will get out, in addition, just to make the poster, yellow concrete, lime concrete, gray concrete, and spruce planks. Look back at the back wall and you should have the kind of door here. You'll count right over to the 3rd row of white concrete and you'll be at eye level, where you'll just break 2 white concrete going right. Then break 2 rows up, and we're going to go left to right on each of the rows. You'll see why. You'll place a gray on the left and a yellow on the right in the bottom row. Middle row, a lime on the left, spruce on the right, and then top row is just yellow. Is it a, no, it's like the bot. I want to call him B-bot, but it's not his name. I forget his name. I feel like I should know it. Anyway, around the room, this one is really optional. I actually don't know if I like how this looks, but it is up to you. I use stone stairs to kind of create these like cracks in the floor that just kind of go at whatever shape they choose. Something like this, for example, or you know, this. Just kind of adding a little bit of texture and shape around. If you don't like it, that's fine. It is kind of aggressive. I think, and you could do the same with probably cracked stone bricks or something as a texture block, which you'll see a lot of later. For the pale moss and hay bales, mainly on the right and a little bit on the back, you want to just use the pale moss to texture the stone. This kind of makes it look dirty and weathered, but essentially I'll give you like an outline. Something kind of like this. And then it'll just kind of fade out here, maybe. And just kind of fill in everything with pale moss. If it is yellow terracotta instead, you're using hay bales to fill in that are upward facing. Just because it's about the same texture, just yellow. And obviously if you needed it for whatever reason, moss would be the green variant. But I don't really think we would need that in this situation. Or grass. Grass is a little bit less aggressive. But just kind of something like this, just taking up a lot of this wall. And I will show you what the original one looks like. I'll just teleport to myself real quick. And yeah, here's kind of what I have. Hey, look, it's me. Just so you can see, ignore like the pressure plates and stuff. I'll probably do those block for block, and the buttons I'll talk about later. I just don't want to do the buttons yet because of like the texturing here and stuff. But yeah, this is kind of what I have. You see, just it takes up a lot of this area. But it is up to you. And again, you can kind of decide if you like the stone stairs or not. It looked good in LN2, but I do feel like it's a little bit aggressive maybe on this map. Now let me get back to the room. Let's see you finish that. Also, you should probably block off this door. Let me just, warp. Okay, there we go. Nice. I'm not going to actually texture it any more than that, just kind of showing you what it should be. But again, I would probably go as all out as you feel is necessary. Clear your inventory anyway. And get out. We're going to not even focus on the floor stuff yet, actually, funnily enough. You want to get out sea lanterns? You want to, in addition, get out deep slate tile walls, red nether brick blocks, red nether brick slabs, nether brick fence, lanterns, deep slate tile slabs, blackstone slabs, and andesite slabs. So we'll start on the back wall again, I think, and then we'll just kind of work with each wall for what we can do. Below, on the stone in the top right-hand corner, you'll take the, I guess, back right and back left corners of the stone and just extend them down with, what is it, 5 or 6? It is 6 deep slate tile walls down. Just like so. To the left of this, you want to be above the poster here. I'm going to call it the Bebot poster, but that's definitely not his name. You want to be on the second white concrete above the left half of it, and you'll place an upside down nether brick slab off of it. You leave a gap of 1, moving to the right, and place another upside down nether brick slab, and with each of these, you're doing the same thing. You'll bring them up with a slab, forward with a block, forward with an upside down slab, up with a block, forward with an upside down slab, up with a block, up with a slab, forward with a block, and then up by 1. Create these nice curved pipes. The 2 nether brick or red nether brick blocks that are a singular block off of the wall, you will just connect them together with a nether brick fence. You'll bring this fence down by 1 and then down with a lantern, along with all the way up to the ceiling. For the right wall, we have 2 kind of pipes going on here. They're a little bit weird, but we're going to look at the wall, and again, we're going to call this the left and this the right. If you start from the left, you'll be on the 3rd white concrete below the andesite walls up against the wall. Right, you'll place 2 upside down deep slate tile slabs. You'll go kind of up diagonally right by 2. You're just going along the diagonal. It should each be half a block off from the other. And then from there, that top one, you'll go right by 7 with what should be upside down slabs. You'll then go up diagonally right by 2, along with down diagonally right by 2. So you have this kind of shape. There's actually 3 pipes, and we have 2 blocks, so, you know, I did compromise. Take the furthest right slab, which should be an upside down slab here, and you'll extend it forward by 1. Then go left by 3, and then up diagonally left by 2. It should end in line with the polished deep slate block, and, you know, just below it a block as well. You'll then extend that upside down slab all the way left until you hit the wall. Nice. That is most of that done. Now let's focus on the front wall. There's two things we're going to actually do. We're going to add the andesite slabs as well. We'll come to the front left-hand corner, and if you're in the very corner, you're going to go out and just place, like, 6 andesite slabs. It doesn't have to be block for block what I do, but I go right one, back diagonally right one, back diagonally right one, back one, and then back diagonally left 2, and then just fill in the center with slabs. We will have to destroy some of these for some boxes, but that's important for later. Looking up at the ceiling into the stone, you want to... There's one sea lantern. From the front row of polished basalt, you'll count forward to the 3rd slab and break the upside down slab along with the calcite above it. I'm going to place the calcite with the sea lantern. I would get rid of any 2 things except for your blackstone slabs and your andesite slabs and get out dark oak fence gates and bamboo fence gates. Directly above the vent opening along the ceiling here, you'll place a bamboo fence gate. Left and right of it, dark oak fence gates, and then going out from that, you'll just place andesite slabs until you hit something. It will be 1 on one side and 3 on the other side. Still looking at the vent here, we're going to just kind of 4 diagonally left from it, place a full row of blackstone that is a half a block shorter than it on the top and bottom of the basalt. So it should be 3 blocks in the middle with an upside down slab below and a regular slab on top. Bring that row forward diagonally left again. We're actually almost done this room, which is cool. Just get out pale oak fence for a second, doesn't matter what you get rid of, and in the kind of center here, you'll just place pale oak fences between the blackstone. This is to kind of create the vent cover a little bit. It's not perfect, nor was it intended to be, but it does the thing it's supposed to do, I guess. Clear your inventory, and we're going to see if we can get out everything for the boxes. We may be able to, or we may not. You need chisel bookshelves, beehives, oak slabs. I'm just thinking, hold on. Oak pressure plates, oak trap doors, barrels, composters, brown carpet, and just because I think we'll get out deep slate tile, or we'll get out spruce planks first, I guess. You do need both spruce planks and deep slate tiles, but we'll just change them out later. So we're gonna go which way is that? Counterclockwise? Yeah, starting from the front left. You don't have to be perfectly the same as me, just, you know, something along the lines would be nice. From this front left-hand andesite wall, you'll count back by 3 in place of this slab a plank with a slab on top. Head back to the front left-hand corner and count right by 1 and break the next 2 slabs and replace them with a couple of chiseled bookshelves, preferably facing into each other. Extend those back an additional row still into the beehive, or the andesite walls, excuse me, and then you'll place another set on top. You may need to crouch place it. I think sometimes, is it if you just like try to click off the front? Okay, yeah, that's how that works. So yeah, just don't click off the front, I guess, and you're fine. Right of that, you'll leave a gap of 3, and you'll do the exact same thing. You just don't have the slabs in your way, but it's the same 2 by 2 by 2. On top of that, you'll do the same thing with beehives instead. This is annoying to place because of everything in my way. Then from the actual, I guess, back left-hand corner of this little cage, you'll go back diagonally left and place a beehive. If you can, the beehive little, like, notches will face into a wall. This one you won't be able to, but just so you know for in general. You're going to head all the way to the front right-hand corner now, and going back from this particular row, you want to place 4 composters. Extend them left a row, and the ones that you can also right a row, so you have this kind of shape. Extend each composter up by 1. You will have to crouch place these, and they're really annoying to place. You have to click, like, perfectly, because, like, if I try to click... How can I explain this? I guess it... Yeah, like, if I try to click there, you see it just won't let me place. So you got to be a little bit more precise with where you're trying to go. On top of the original composters you placed here, this back row, you'll place 2 rows of barrels facing either backward or forward, doesn't really matter. Extend those back by 2 rows, and it is preferred that you have the, like, this end of the barrel facing out, the, I guess, plank textured end, rather than the end with the little barrel part. Although I'm not going to particularly care too much. To the left of the backmost 2 rows of composters, you'll again place a little 2x2 of barrels. Preferably these face sideways, but you probably won't be able to get that to work very well. So I wouldn't really stress it too hard. There we go, I can do it like that, although this one might not be able to work. No, it does. On top of every composter in general that we don't cover up with something else, you'll place brown carpet. Still on the right wall, you will count a little bit back, and you'll be just before the andesite wall little thing on the bottom here. Just in front of it, you'll count out from the wall a block and just place a couple of spruce planks there. Behind that, you'll leave a gap of 1 and then place a oak pressure plate, trapdoor, beehive, slab, trapdoor. Right of that, starting from the pressure plate at the front, you'll place a slab, chiseled bookshelf, presumably a beehive with a pressure plate on top, although I guess it doesn't matter that much what it is. Then behind that, a chiseled bookshelf with a beehive on top, and then in the very corner, an oak slab. Left of this beehive right here, the only one on the left row, you'll place a pressure plate, and then all the way back in the corner, you'll place a pressure plate with a trapdoor in front. Doesn't have to be exactly the same again, but I just figure I will give you the block for block anyway. Head right till you find the first row of yellow terracotta, and you want to be on the 4th one out, which is this one. Place a oak trapdoor, left of it pressure plate, forward diagonally left with a pressure, or back diagonally left with a pressure plate, sorry, back with a trapdoor, left with a pressure plate, and then forward diagonally left with a pressure plate. Get rid of your spruce planks, they're going to do a fun little revolving door game here. You'll get out pale oak trapdoors. And from this oak pressure plate, you'll go forward diagonally right with a pale oak trap door, and then extend it right by 1. I have the handles facing into each other, but it's up to you. You'll then get rid of that and get out pale oak doors. And off the polished deep slate here, just to the right of it, you'll place a pale oak door, like so. Behind that, you can actually get rid of the pale oak doors and get out warp fence, and just place 2 warp fence moving up, like so. 2 more things. Warp fence gone, bamboo trapdoors in. That's the wrong trapdoor. There we go. Off the right of the top warp fence, you'll place that bamboo trapdoor open up against it. Get rid of that and get out deep slate tiles, and you can now move on. In front of this prismarine brick pipe at the base, you'll place an oak slab. Left of it, a chiseled bookshelf, and then left of that, an oak slab. The chiseled bookshelf will be brought forward with another chiseled bookshelf, and the leftmost oak slab will be brought back with 2 beehives. Left of that back beehive, you'll place an oak slab, and then left of that, you'll place 2 barrels. Extend the barrels forward a row, and then each barrel can be brought up by 2 from there. On top of the barrels, you'll place 3 rows of composters. That's what I'm talking about with the misplacing thing. And then in front of the barrels, you'll also place the same 3 rows of composters, but again, do make sure that it is also 2 rows thick, like so. Again, on top of each composter, you want a brown carpet. You should just go straight above to do it. It makes it easier. Trying to place it from an angle just causes mayhem. From the front right composter, you'll go forward diagonally right with the deep slate tile, and then right by 1. Head back to the stone block here on the left wall, and you'll count forward by 1 from it, and then down to the ground where you'll place another oak slab. And that's all the boxes. Not all the detailing though, although we are almost done, don't worry. Clear your inventory and get out the following. I think this will finish the room, but I could be wrong. Strip warp stem. Strip mangrove logs. Stripped birch logs. And you do need the polished blackstone buttons for texturing, and I'm pretty sure that's everything. I could be entirely wrong, but I don't think I am. Oh no, I am wrong. You need yellow concrete and light blue concrete along with oak trapdoors, because I forgot to do that. We'll start with the oak trap doors, I guess. On the cage here, you have the 2 rows of iron bars between the andesite walls at the kind of, I guess, right side of it. This row, particularly closest to the corner, you'll have a full row of oak trap doors off the iron bars that are opened up against them, along with one below it on the ground. The andesite wall on this side of it that is closest to the opening, which will be this one, just off of the gray concrete below it, you'll place a yellow concrete with 2 light blue concrete on top. This is, if I remember correctly, it's another Huggy cardboard cutout, but I could be wrong. I don't really know off the top of my head, but the yellow and blue always makes me assume that it is. Anyway, head to the front right-hand corner, and you'll be underneath these deep slate tile slabs. In the very corner, you'll place 2 strip warped stem on top of each other. Every single one of these is upward facing. Left of the bottom one, you want a strip birch log, and then behind it, you want a strip mangrove, strip warped, gap of 1, strip warped. Nice, and I'm pretty sure that's everything except for the little bit of floor texturing that we have to do still. It's really just essentially wherever you feel fit. You'll just place a couple of polished blackstone buttons kind of pasted around the floor. Just again, it doesn't really matter where. There's nowhere particular. Just don't have them too close to each other. Something like that where they're just kind of spread out and everywhere is better. There are certain areas where the polished blackstone buttons do get clustered, but this is not one of them. They're just kind of here for the ride, I guess. Anyway, yeah, that's the room done, and because we're at 35 minutes, I don't really see the point of starting the next hallway, so I am going to end the stream here. I'm going to end the part here. Once you're done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the electrical room done of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, and Part 4 of a lot more than 4 done. I'm getting out of here. Thank you guys for if you guys did enjoy this video as I run into a wall. Excuse me, hold on, sorry, a little close there, just a little bit close there. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Okay, I should have known. I was gonna check and then I forgot to check, but anyway, peace.